Yo, what's good, YouTube? ZAMCRO here, aka Scoot. Here with my first Dragon Ball Super episode review. I'm going to be reviewing the 1 hour special, where I will discuss, what's going on in the actual special and my thoughts about it, and just like a reaction type of thing. It's not like my initial reaction or anything like that. I've had a week to think on it and stuff like that. So, well, not a full week, but nearly. Anyways, pretty awesome episode. Lots of great things. I was pretty satisfied with it. I thought the first 10 minutes was kind of boring with Ribrian and whatnot, but other than that, the Goku versus Jiren fight did not let down. It was pretty fucking awesome. Jiren's just, his power is immense, incredible. But there's some Ultra Instinct. Goku learned a new technique, and he's tries to fight Jiren on par with that. Anyways, let's just talk about the episode. Like I said, the first part of the episode starts out with Ribrian and Goku fighting. She can't do much to him. She powers up. She gets these wings and transforms into Super Ribrian, but really can't damage base Goku at all. But Goku does decide to power up into Super Saiyan Blue and one-shots her with a kick and really knocks her ass to the ground, and she literally rolls all the way to Jiren's feet, and she looks up at him and she's fucking terrified, and she gets out of the way and she talks some nonsense to Jiren. It's not even really worth talking about. But then Jiren and Goku kind of, they're in each other's sightings or whatever, and Bermud or Belmod or however you want to say his name, the God of Destruction from Universe 11, is telepathically talking to Jiren, and he's like, okay man, it's crunch time, it's time to go, no more fucking with the small fries, eliminate Goku, it's time to knock out the top dog outside of yourself, basically is what he says. I'm not going to paraphrase or I'm not going to quote it or even give a paraphrase. I'm just going to get straight to the chase there. So Jiren starts emitting some incredible power. He's just walking towards Goku and emitting energy, and everybody's overwhelmed. Freeza even calls him a fucking monster. Freeza says the monster's on the move or something like that. So if Frieza's calling somebody a monster, then you have to understand this guy's kind of unreal. The void, the entire world of the void starts to shake, and mind you that the void itself is infinite nothingness created by the Grand Priest for this tournament specifically, and the whole thing was shaking itself. And when the Gods of Destruction fought in the filler episodes leading up to the tournament to see if the tournament was stable enough, if the stage was stable enough, they didn't even do that. So Jiren's power is unreal. And Toppo says something very interesting. He says, fight to your heart's content for your wish to obtain the Super Dragon Balls. Wonder what he wants to wish for. I'm not sure, but it's something interesting. Maybe something for the future, because there's something that's going to happen that's going to spare a lot more than just one universe that's in this tournament. 4 will definitely be spared. One that's going to win this tournament is going to be spared. And then I think a few others will be too. I mean, it wouldn't make sense to just eliminate all these characters that they're introducing right now. I don't know yet. We'll see. Anyways, Jiren powers up even more after Goku says something to him, I think. He starts to power up even more, and Beerus at this point is surprised. He's really shocked that that's just one person's energy, and he's pretty shocked, to say the least. I don't know how else to word it, but yeah, Beerus was pretty surprised by Jiren's power. And okay, so Goku at this point, he starts to sweat. You know how Goku is, though. He assumes battle, or gets in battle position stance, does not retreat ever, and he powers up. Dude powers up in base form and fires a Kamehameha wave at Jiren, and Jiren's still at this point, emitting a lot of energy, so much to the point that it's created a force field barrier around him, and the Kamehameha wave just deflects off of him. Literally has no effect on him whatsoever. Goku goes Super Saiyan, attacks him, really can't even dent him. Mind you, he's 50 times stronger than he just was after he fired the Kamehameha wave. So then he goes Super Saiyan 2 and throws all kinds of punches and kicks and doesn't really even budge Jiren until he throws one kick to the neck that kind of budges his head a little bit, but really nothing else. And fucking Jiren's literally not phased whatsoever. He's not even flinched really. And Goku goes Super Saiyan God, attacks Jiren with all he has, and Jiren puts up one finger and blocks every one of his attacks. And your mind is at this point like, okay, goddamn, what are they gonna do? Who's fighting Jiren? Who's gonna fight him? Who gets killed by him? Who gets eliminated by him is the actual questions at this point. Literally blocked all of Super Saiyan God Goku's attacks with one finger. Goddamn Beerus didn't even do that. So Goku finally realizes Jiren is worthy of 100% effort, and he has a pretty epic transformation into Super Saiyan Blue, in which Brahmad, I'm going to call him Brahmad states it's pointless because Jiren is a being who will lose to no one, absolutely no one. It's pointless to power up versus him. It's pointless to fight him. So now what seems like the real fight begins, and Goku attacks at Super Saiyan Blue, and actually, I'm not sure that he's actually pushing Jiren back, so I'm not going to say that, but Jiren is moving backwards into mountains of rubble that they're destroying. They're fighting at extremely high speeds, and Goku's barely keeping up as Jiren starts to manhandle him after a few seconds. Goku's going in and out of Kaioken times 20, actually. Well, he might do lower multiplications sometimes, but mostly during this fight, he's going in and out as Kaioken times 20, but barely keeping up. Like, Jiren's literally curb stomping this guy. Goku's able to break his grasp, but then just gets mollywopped anyway, to the point where he gets thrown into like a mountain, can't catch his breath. Jiren walks up to him and starts stomping on his back, then picks him up by his hair, tells him the fight's over, punches him in the stomach one time, and then blasts his ass off the stage, or what it seems like off the stage. And he turns around, crosses his arms, and shuts his eyes and does his little pose like the Ginyu Force or whatever. But yeah, but Goku's actually not gone. He is using the Kaioken times 20, and he is hung on to the side of the stage, so he is actually just hanging on there, pulls himself up, powers up to Kaioken times 20 again, and goes full power, and flies at Jiren at like supersonic speeds. And at this point, I'm like, oh man, okay, Goku's about to at least start damaging this guy. But as soon as I said that, Jiren just glares at him with these red eyes, and Goku it's like he got hit like 50 times or something and gets flown off to the side there, and nobody can believe it. Vegeta says he couldn't see it. Android 18 couldn't see what happened. Android 17 actually said that Jiren hit Goku multiple times, meaning that he maybe saw it. Everybody's astonished. And at this point, Goku's like, fuck it, I'm really no match for you. It's time for the Genki Dama, which is, in the English dub, the Spirit Bomb. All the Z fighters except Vegeta donate their energy. Freeza and the androids donate their energy. The androids even making a remark, take all of our energy that you want, referencing their infinite stamina and infinite energy. And even the Illuminated Universe 7 fighters donate their energy, Krillin, Tien, and Master Roshi. And no lie, the Genki Dama, there's not a lot of people, but the people that are donating are really powerful. So it actually formed pretty quickly, in my opinion. Even if it took a long time, as Goku actually stated out loud, and Jiren was like, I'll wait, and Goku was like, huh? And he's like, yeah, I'll wait for you to power this bitch up, because as soon as you do and you throw it at me, it's nothing. Jiren was really confident that nothing Goku could do was going to make him sweat, and at this point, it's ridiculous. Riberan, she's probably the worst character in Dragon Ball history. She actually tries to a sneak attack on Goku, but Vegeta hops in there and blasts her ass away. Thank goodness. I wish he'd eliminate her ass already. So all the deities and whatnot comment on the Genki Dama. Goku's finally got it, to a position to where he's feeling pretty comfortable with it, and he actually tells Jiren to not regret the time that he gave Goku to gather the energy, and then he finally throws it. He throws it, and the music gets fucking tense at this point. The music gets tense, and I'm hype as fuck. Like, everybody that's been hit with the Spirit Bomb so far in the show has been, actually, they've tanked it. Vegeta tanked it, and Freeza tanked it, and Boo somewhat tanked it until Goku got his powers wished back. Like Boo didn't tank it, but he pushed it back, and then eventually got destroyed by it. Jiren puts up one motherfucking hand, and just looks at it he looks at it while he's got his hand up, and it starts to go back towards Goku. And at this point, everybody's like, holy fuck, like, what more can this guy do in one episode to assert dominance and become the alpha male like no other has did in the history of the Dragon Ball franchise? He literally put one hand up, and it goes right back at Goku. And like I said, the music at this point was giving me chills, giving me some great vibes. And there's an awesome beam stroke. Well, it's not really a beam stroke. It's more like it's more like a volley, really. They're pushing it back and forth, back and forth. Jiren looks like he's got a lot of energy in reserve. Looks like he could do a lot more than what he's doing. He gets a little bit more serious. You can hear his voice actor start to shout a little bit, which is actually pretty epic. His voice is awesome, in my opinion. The Japanese voice actors, can't wait to see how they who voice acts him, or who's the voice actor for him in the English dub. It's pretty interesting to look forward to. So he's pushing it back, and Goku's actually using Kaioken times 20 at this point to push it back towards Jiren, in which Jiren retaliates by using more of his own strength, and they're pushing it back and forth. Jiren looks like he's having no problem. He puts a second hand up, pushes it back at Goku, and Goku uses all of his strength, and Jiren at this point puts his hands back down, and Goku uses all of his strength to push this motherfucker back at him, and it's getting to the point of Goku reaching his absolute limit, and Jiren then just looks at it with his eyes and pushes it back to the point to where they're all talking about the Spirit Bomb about to implode or explode or something like that. And eventually it does implode, actually, and it looks like it becomes like a black hole, and then has a little boom, and then Goku's gone, and then everybody's remarking they can't sense his energy, and they can't even see him on the stage or anything like that. But Krillin notes that he hasn't popped up on the outer rim, the spectator seats, so that he doesn't think Goku's been killed or eliminated, and he's really hopeful, while everybody else is kind of in a despair and grief over Goku's apparent death, or at the very least an elimination, because his elimination would be very significant as well. And at this point, Champa, the Universe 7 God of Destruction, is talking out loud, and he's like, shouldn't Jiren be eliminated for killing Goku? And Grand Priest, well, at first his angel Vados, his master, basically his trainer, tells him that probably not, since it was Goku's own attack. And the Grand Priest steps in, and he's like, yeah, that's indeed correct. It would be something like self-destruction, and Jiren won't be penalized for that. And then at this point, Beerus is pretty upset, but and you can tell he's developed somewhat of a relationship with Goku, as he actually shows emotions and cares for Goku, and you can sense somewhat of a sadness, and it might just be because he fears he lost his greatest warrior and that his universe is doomed. But then again, it could be for his love of Goku. Goku's that lovable. Everybody loves Goku. And then the void starts to shake, and there's a light comes up from the crater that Goku and Jiren created. And at this point, Beerus's his eyes halfway open, and Whis ask him about something, and Beerus says he's coming. And about that time, the void starts to shake uncontrollably, and there's this big beam of light, and Goku emerges from he's floating in the air, and you can tell that there's something different about him. You can tell there's this different aura around him. There's this different energy to him, and there's just this completely different power for him. And like I said, the whole void shakes once again, just like when Jiren powered up. So this is like where the parts of the show starts getting really, really hairy. But I think I'm going to cut off right there and save the rest of this review or reaction, whatever you want to call it, for another video. I'll make a part 2 of this video and give you my thoughts on how Goku's new technique or transformation, the Ultra Instinct or the Master of Self-Movement, and how that fight with Jiren goes. So till then, if you like, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, if you want to hear more of my thoughts, also like, comment, subscribe, show some love to the videos and the channel, and tune in for part 2 of this review reaction type video thing. And I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching.